Okay, I don't know if this is a journal entry, one of my library diaries, or if it's just simply an admission of complete defeat. And I'm serious. So I got an email today from the company who actually does have a connection that they can use. They do have shippers they partner with. And I'm going to show you an image here of some of what they told me. Essentially, it's going to be more than 23,000 I figured out when I factor in the amount of actual library and stuff above a 10,000. They have like a $10,000 pound, 5,000 kilo, we'll say, baseline for how much you can put in a container. I know mine's more. So all things figured, with the I can't get this out. With the, what am I trying to say? Basically, it's about 29,000 altogether, which includes the 7,500 or whatever from the container, plus some other additional expenses. There's certain kind of packing things I have to do that aren't included here. And basically, that's it. I cannot go any further. Basically, it means when all things are considered, probably another $13,000, $14,000, maybe $15,000 I'd have to get. I'm done. I can't ask for that, but it's just too much. So, what to do? I'm sure there are people who say, well, is there another way? The woman said that was the cheapest, least expensive version of getting my stuff to me. So no, there's not any other way. I don't have, evidently don't have the kind of friends who have, for whom $15,000 is like nothing. So, new thought. We're in a new place. Here's a demonstration of what I've said a few times where, okay, so this is a very serious blow to me. It's not simply that it's not simply that I can't bring my stuff in a container. It's more like I can never do it. And that is a tough blow. Basically, this thing I have worked my whole life to doing, I can't do. Now, one person might say, well, Bern, why don't you just move back to Alaska? The problem with that is that I make enough to live okay here in Tbilisi. I don't make enough to live okay anymore in Alaska. From what I've been told recently from my friends, all the prices there have gone crazy. One of the things that I was told in the email I received after this from this woman, Maya, who I'm very grateful for doing the research, because evidently what happened was the other people, they were kind of basing it on something which has disappeared. And I've heard that things were cheaper in the not too distant past, but as I've been told, everything coming from America is much more expensive now. So, like I say, that dream is dead. Well, and what I'm coming to grips with, if it was just a question of leaving my library in Alaska for a couple more years, but, I'm just sitting there saying, now, I have novels that might sell, blah, 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 but you don't go on what you don't have. And what I've collected so generously from all of you, is enough to do something it is not enough to do everything. So I'll tell you about the something in a minute. But essentially, I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to, it's like you've been working through for something your whole life and then bam, it's done. But this happens to people in much worse ways. A fire burns down your house. There's a war breaks out. This isn't the end of the world. This just means a complete recalibration. And like I said, one of the things I've come to understand in life is when you get hit, you can no longer stop. You can't go back to saying, but if, this is life. I didn't manage my money as well as I thought I should have. There are, one could go, what if I did this? What if I did this? I didn't, I'm here. So again, it's not a question of recalibrating the past. It's a question of thinking, what's tomorrow? Well, one thing that's happening is within a week, I will be on a plane heading towards Alaska. I've already got all this stuff set out. So as long as I'm there, and even then, it's just, I did find a place to stay in Alaska. A friend is graciously going to lend me his place to stay. And since I'm going there, I might as well do something, you see. So the question is what to do. What are my plans for the future with this thing? A lot of people say, oh, it must be nice to have a library. No, it's a burden. Did I want it here? Of course I wanted it here. And there will be glib people, don't be one of them in the comments, who say, well, you can just find everything on Spotify or on, you could just simply don't be one of those people. That will not help my mood at all. I'll just get very angry that you're that glib about what I've been doing. So don't be one of those people. What am I doing? Well, I have a little library here it works for some things. I've got a lot of library back in Alaska. So what I'm thinking of doing now is this. Going back there, I do have a system for getting things here, and it's called USA to Georgia. And in USA to Georgia, I can send boxes. Fortunately, there's no customs on books, so I will send books back. However, they're real expensive through the U.S. postal system, and I really haven't got any other options at this point. So what I'm going to do is go back there, take the money I've got, send as many of the most important things from there to here through USA to Georgia. It's going to cost me like, I can't even begin. A box of heavy books is going to cost me over $100. So there's a lot of books I can't bring. So what am I going to send? I'm going to send my journals, first of all. I'm going to send my photographs. I'm going to send my my art, at least the art. I can't send the few paintings I've done, but at least the art that I've got in books. But that's all with the journals. I'm going to send the recorded lectures. I'm going to send the 86 hours or so, whatever I've got of the radio programs that I did, plus all of that sort of stuff. I'm going to try to send my Inklings collection. I have almost everything by the Inklings, almost everything C.S. Lewis ever did. G.K. Chesterton, George MacDonald, Owen Barfield, all of that. And some of the writers I most depend on. I will try to see how far I can get in sending those. What I certainly won't send are my records, because as much as I love them, they're just going to have to sit there, and I'm going to leave them behind and continue to pay for my storage unit. But I have a second plan, and this is the most painful part. I'm going to have to come back from my trip, besides the things I've sent. I'm going to have to come back and essentially figure out who's going to buy everything. Because here's the point. Right now, everything I did, I can't keep doing that. I can't keep asking other people to help me. So what I need to do is just say, just admit it. I've got thousands of records and CDs and stuff. I'll probably save a few of them, but I'm certainly not going to go through the boxes right now. I'm going to try to sell as much stuff there as possible. I'm going to try, what am I going to do with all my movies and stuff? They're much lighter, so I'll think about that. But basically, most of the books, there's so many I want. Most of the books, and I'm going to have to sit there and say, do I want this? What do I need? I'm going to try to ship everything down. See, I'm going to have to spend that $7,500 one way or another. All the books I take out will probably simply leave it. The price will be similar, shipping it all down. But I'm not going to do it right away. I'll wait a year or two. And what I have to do is look into who can I sell the stuff to. And I might sell all my music and record collection to one group, the books to another. And let me just say this. I'm open to any suggestions you have. For instance, if you can find a home for this stuff, I do need to do something with it. I can't. One of the problems you see is it's going to come down. I'm going to lose $7,000 right off. $7,000, more like $8,000 right off the bat. Just trying to get it out of Alaska. I can't leave it in Alaska because there's nobody there who needs it, really. It's just not the kind of thing anybody there is going to care about. The library there just throws away books. It's one of these modern libraries. It's all about being connected. Don't get me started. They throw away, they have no use for vinyl records. They have no use. The CDs would all be ruined. There's no point in thinking about that. I do need to realize some money out of this, if for nothing else, to make it worthwhile to ship everything down. It's just crazy. But I told the woman I would wait until Monday to make a final decision. I'm not expecting anything to happen before then, but I just wanted to say thank you all. I'm going to use the money as responsibly as possible to ship as much stuff back as possible. Like I say, I don't expect to find that money. So, it makes you wonder, why didn't you do something in life, Bern, that would have provided more, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, that's the past. And we're here. This is the new world. And I'm not... Am I depressed? Last night, it was it was just no, actually this morning, I did get in touch with the guy. I'm not going through all of this right now. Maybe I'll do another one. If this turns into a journal, which it's not going to, it's this is it. This is the end. I admit defeat. I made mistakes in planning. But at least this way I have enough money to, shall we say, my dream may be dead, but I have enough money to bury it properly and to divide the spoils amongst myself and the rest of the world. So, thank you. And if you have any comments that are constructive but not, like I said, there's a kind of glib comment I don't want to receive about you could just find all this stuff online. That is the last thing I ever want to hear. You ought to know that. But I've seen those comments, and some of them directed towards me in different places. So, just a warning. Anyway, thank you so much for all of your help, and I'm just going to leave it there. I got a new video over on the Anadrome, a couple of them actually, and the brand new one is going to be to bid you to go see the Dune Part 2. I thought it was worth seeing. And there'll be more. I'm not, it's just I'm recalibrating my life. It's like you wake up in the hospital going, could you save the library? No, most of it no, but some of it yes. Okay. I'll just have to get used to not being able to have a library in my life anymore. Not that kind of library. And Drovit, we will meet again. If you pray, do.